Welcome to DIY with Diamond Tack Co. Today we're going to go over a bucket holder pattern. This one will come out to about 29 inches, but you can always shorten it up if you need to. So starting off, we need 3 strands cut at 19 feet each, and we're going to go ahead and find the center of those 3 strands. From the center, move up about 3 inches one way or the other, and then braid out a 3-strand braid for about 4 to 6 inches. From here, we're just going to join all of our strands up into a doubled up 3-strand braid. The nice thing about this pattern is that it is super forgivable. You don't have to be very precise when doing this, and it is a great starter pattern just to get a feel for a bunch of different techniques to use when braiding mule tape. Like when we join all of our strands together, we can turn that into a 6-strand flat braid, or we can even do a 6-strand round braid. And of course, you can always shorten or lengthen it. After braiding out about 26 to 27 inches, we'll go ahead and grab our clip and thread all 6 strands through the eyelet. For this next part, you're going to want to double up your strands into groups of 2. If you went with the doubled up 3-strand, you should be good to go. If you went with the 6-strand flat braid or 6-strand round braid, go ahead and just pair those up into groups of 2 now. So now we're going to thread our groupings back through our braided section. To do this, we want to make sure that each grouping goes through its own separate path. And you don't have to worry too much about the braid's tension here for a second, because after we rethread our groupings, we're going to go back through and just pull all of the slack out. Also, just keep in mind that when we go to thread these groupings back through, our goal is to keep the clip in a stationary place. So we want all of our strands to go through the clip, back around, through the braided section, and then we'll do our knot on the other side. So now that we have all of our strands threaded through our braid, we want to pull the slack out, and we want to pull it tight. Take as much time as you need here to make sure it gets snugged down as tight as possible. And of course, our 2 favorite knots that we could finish it with, an overhand starting out. We know it's going to be a little bit bulkier, but we don't necessarily need to cut and burn it with our tail. We know it'll stay. Or we have our crown knot, which does need to be cut and burned, but it looks a lot cleaner, it's a lot smoother in the end, and there's just no big tail in the way. But of course, it is personal preference, do whatever you feel comfortable with. And just in case you weren't sure how this functions, just pretend my arm is a pole and the bucket goes on the clip. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and I will do my best to get back to you. You can also find us on all of our socials listed here, as well as diamondtackco.com.